a sinner, left my lover crying on the dance floor. I'm a sinner, I'm a sinner.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Sassy Detective. Where am I? What is this? I'm tied up. I can't move. I see you're awake, detective. That voice, it's from... Oh, him. I'm very sorry for the discourtesy of tying you up, but I need the assurance of speaking with you. Damn you! What have you done with Melanie? Make no mistake, detective. I have done nothing to the sweet lady who accompanied you. Unfortunately, I was too late. Too late for what? To prevent her kidnapping, of course. Listen to me carefully, detective. Once you listen to what I have to say, I'll set you free. Do you remember when I told you there's a much greater danger? Well, you and your boss are its threat. What do you mean? Speak up. You and Mademoiselle Amanda have been under surveillance since you arrived in Japan. They saw that beautiful lady, Melanie is her name. She's very close to you. And she will be used against you to impede your investigation. I don't believe a word you say, and Amanda will come looking for me any minute now. Let me be blunt, detective. They want a treasure far more valuable than the ones you know of. The kidnapper left a note that I just picked up. I'll give it to you as soon as we're done here. Besides, you know me, I'm a professional thief, not a kidnapper. I only involve the right people, never innocents. And how do I know you're not lying to me? Whether you believe me or not is not my problem, but the beautiful lady's safety is at risk. I'll need your help and to prevent anything bad from happening to her, but you'll have to trust me. You can tell Mademoiselle Amanda I see no problem with her joining. Fine. I'm all out of options. What do you have in mind? That's more like it. The first thing we need to do is meet with Miss Sagawa. It should be no secret that she is my accomplice. I had a hunch, but she's under arrest. She knows how to get out. There's a hole in the palace walls through which she can escape. Then we'll go to Meiji Shrine. I'll bring the Yata mirror with me. Wait a minute. Will you try to steal the Kusanagi sword? No, I won't. But Melanie's captor needs it. And since you and Mademoiselle Amanda are involved, they will use you to impede my plan. Which is to steal the three treasures, right? No, it's not. It's something even more valuable, the legendary Heart of Orochi. But its location is inscribed on the three treasures. Now I will untie you, and you can try to arrest me if you want, but your friend's life is at risk. And feel free to tell your boss. After a moment of silence, I nodded and was immediately untied. Now what? Get out of the hotel and head immediately to the Imperial Palace. The distance isn't that far. I'll be waiting for you there. I'll leave you the note from the kidnapper. You need it more than I do. Ta-da! The gentleman thief jumped out the window without making a sound. When I looked out, he was no longer in sight. The notes from the kidnapper was clear, and to my surprise, written in English. I have your little friend. If you want to see her alive, I'll wait for you at the Meiji Shrine. I don't understand why they need me when I don't have any clues, but Melanie's life is at risk. I'm going to save her no matter what. I decided not to tell Amanda and ran to the Imperial Palace. Fortunately, the road was a direct route, but the distance was very long, and I was nearly out of breath. The phantom gentleman was already there waiting for me, and we approached the distant wall. He showed me a hole through which a person could pass, but before I could join in, I saw Nishi coming out of the hole. Without wasting time, we headed to the Meiji Shrine. Here we are! All the pieces are coming together. Mademoiselle Nishi, did you protect the Magatama like I asked you to? I hid it here this morning, but when I came to fulfill my duties, I'll go get it. Nishi disappeared into a room in the shrine and returned with the Magatama hanging from her neck. Why are you helping this man, Nishi? He stole the Yata mirror, and he will surely steal the sword. Nissan, you may never understand, but I believe that the heart of Orochi is real. I have studied so much of his history, of our treasures, that I have no doubt that the heart of Orochi exists. But he's the only one who believes in me from the beginning, from the day he contacted me. And that's why you manipulated this girl. This time you went too far. That was rude coming from you. I just convinced her that the story is real. But that's not our biggest problem. That's Mademoiselle Melanie's life. And if he intends to steal our treasures, I'll stop him at any cost. Nishi, don't be so naive. By the way, what happened to Mademoiselle Amanda? I came alone. I don't want to get Melanie to be at any more risk than any more risk if there are too many of us. What a shame, but it's no use crying over spilled milk. In the main hall is the Kusanagi sword. You'll take the Magatama with you, and I will enter with the mirror. Okay, Nishi, hand me the gem, then take over. Here, Nissan. Nishi handed me the Magatama, and I hung it around my neck. It was unusually cool to the touch. Let's face them head on and negotiate like gentlemen. We slowly entered the main room, illuminated by the candlelight. In the center, we saw an altar where there was a sword. It was probably the Kusanagi sword. And off to the side, the person I would least expect was there, standing off in front of me. It was Satoshi Nakajima, holding Melanie hostage. Fernando, help! I'm glad you accepted my invitation, Salgado-san. Where is your boss? I'm not telling you, let her go! I would like to, but there is something much greater on the line now. Why are you doing this? You're supposed to be a police officer, a model citizen in the eyes of the law. I think I owe you an explanation. I'll try to be brief. Truthfully, I'm not a policeman. I'm a member of the Yakuza. We have sufficient resources to infiltrate whatever we want. But above all, we are guardians of our culture and of the integrity of the treasures. Very clever of you to use my thefts to shift the blame onto someone else. Although I'm very offended that you would underestimate me in this way. With the treasures disappearing from their sacred places, and knowing they'll bring the Kusanagi sword, I then thought of forcing the Phantom Gentleman and capturing him along with his accomplices. But I couldn't frame Hiroshi Sagawa as I intended. If I were able to pin everything on him, things would have been much easier. Why did you kidnap Melanie? She's innocent. Because after following you and seeing how close you two are, I thought she might be useful in luring you here. That's why you're here, to do what I tell you to do. I wish I could say something witty, but I must admit that I also used a young girl for my plan. But let's get down to brass tacks. What do you want in exchange for the young woman's life? I want the heart of Orochi. I know it's here, on this land, but I don't know the exact location. I only know the other 3 treasures, and I'll be able to find it. Fernando, I'm scared. Melanie! Don't take a single step or she will pay. It was very convenient that this girl entered this country shortly before the first robbery. I could then link her as an accomplice to the Phantom Gentleman. Very clever of you. You are a worthy representative of your organization. Now I'm sure you have the Yata mirror, and I see the Magatama on your neck, Salgado-san. That Sagawa girl was smart to steal it before I did. So hand them over to me, and no one will get hurt. I took off the necklace of the Magatama and put it on the floor. The Phantom Gentleman set down the mirror, which he had hidden under his cloak, next to the Magatama. Yes, the 3 treasures together again. I just need to interpret the riddles on the mirror. The officer, Nakajima, took a few steps forward, taking Melanie with him. He was distracted. We had to act now. The Phantom Gentleman thought the same as I did and fired a hook hidden in a waistband. He held the Magatama and pulled it to himself. Now, detective! Without thinking twice, I pounced on Nakajima. Nakajima tried to shoot me during their struggle, but fortunately the bullet only grazed my forehead. We began to fight, but he was stronger than me. The blood dripping into my eyes from the wound prevented me from seeing clearly. "You bastard!" Arr! He hit me with his gun and I fell to the ground. I thought he was going to shoot me dead right there, but nothing happened. Now the Phantom Gentleman will fight him, without any mercy between them. "Fernando, are you okay? You're bleeding." "Get out of here, Melanie! It's dangerous!" I heard someone fall to the ground and the Phantom Gentleman had been taken down with a single kick. Now Nakajima was covering the exit and we couldn't escape. I have a feeling I need to save. Is this really that short of a game? No, probably not. "Give the treasures now!" Melanie hugged me, panicked. I couldn't do anything. I'm not strong, nor do I have a weapon. We were doomed. Suddenly a shadow appeared behind Nakajima. He didn't notice. "No one messes with my grasshopper!" Hitting him hard with a candlestick, my boss stopped him. Nakajima fell to the ground, holding his head. "Amanda, how did you know we were here?" "I'll explain to you later. First, I'm going to beat the shit out of this motherfucker." Nakajima was getting up, and I could see Amanda's lunge narrowly dodging it. "Don't move! Stay still or I'll bash your head in." "But how? How did you know?" How did you know? How do I know? Alright, I'll tell you. My assistant went to see his singer friend, and he took his sweet time coming back. I was about to pull him by his ears back to my room when I saw you take Melanie fully sedated. All I had to do was follow you. Very clever to pretend you had an emergency to get her out of there. "It's a great pleasure to see you again, Mademoiselle Amanda." "You shut up. It's your fault I'm in this. So keep your tongue where it fits best." "I missed your roughness as a rebellious maiden, but you're right, this is no time for courtship." Damn it. Japanese. Damn it, maybe I should change my plan. By now my men should be surrounding the building to rescue me. As soon as they see me wounded and kidnapped, they'll believe me without question. Bullshit. Damn it, he had it all figured out. Suddenly Amanda began to laugh uproariously. Oh, it's very funny that you say that because you didn't think of all the possibilities. What do you mean? Pretending to think we're idiots and refusing to work with me? In addition to preventing me from talking to Nishi Sagawa with such vehemence? That made me very suspicious of you, but I had no evidence of anything. So I asked Mr. Takagawa to have me wear a wire to record every encounter. When did you ask him that? When Nishi Sagawa was arrested, but you were too busy with Melanie to notice. So right now, Nakagawa must have heard everything that has transpired. It's over, Officer Nakajima. You lost. No, I will not allow it. Watch out! The Phantom Gentleman stepped in and stopped Nakajima by pinning him to the ground. At that moment, the police immediately entered the shrine, rushing towards Nakajima. Are you all right? Monrico Dono, we have recorded everything. We're fine, but my assistant is injured. Nissan. Why does she keep talking about a car? Sorry, I can't resist that joke. Stay back. Sagawa Dono, we have everything under control. I'll be fine, but Melanie... Fernando, thank you for saving me. Thank you all. Where's the Phantom Gentleman? He was here a minute ago. He escaped? I didn't see him. The treasure. Any of them missing. We searched the room shortly after Nakajima was taken away in handcuffs. The Yatamira, the Kusanagi sword, were where we had left them. The Magatama, it's missing! Damn it, he took it! He didn't. During his escape, he gave it to me without saying a word. The treasures are complete. Why did he do that? That's strange. The important thing is that they are safe. Now let's get to the girl and Salgado-san to a doctor. I'll be fine. The bullet barely grazed me, but I'm worried about Melanie. Come with me. I'll call an ambulance. The phantom gentleman disappeared during the commotion. No one had noticed him. We transported Melanie to a nearby hospital. We both received medical attention. Amanda stayed by our side the whole time. Shortly after, we returned to the hotel. The concert workers were waiting for us. They thought about canceling the concert, but Melanie refused. She said she would honor her commitment. After that, I escorted her to her room. Thank you, Fernando, for saving my life. It was my duty, after all. You ended up involved in all of this because of me. No, I insist on accompanying you. Because of me, you're hurt. I will never forgive myself. It's all over now. You have nothing to blame yourself for. Besides, I only suffered a scratch in my job. This is normal. Maybe I'm crazy. I could have died there. Either way, the important thing is that you're safe and sound. Yes, thanks to you. Don't forget Amanda. You're right. I think it's best for you to rest. Tomorrow you have the concert to perform. Have a good night. Wait. Melanie held my shirt very gently. I barely felt it. Fernando, I want you to spend the night with me. But I must. Please, Fernando, would you stay the night with me? Her pleading eyes melted my heart. The truth is, I didn't want to leave her side either. After feeling like I could lose her tonight, now more than ever, I wanted to keep her by my side. I approached her, taking her gently by the shoulders, and slowly I began to kiss her on the lips. I'm never going to let her go again, ever. Fernando, I love you. I've always loved you. Me too, Melanie. I love you too. We embraced, and slowly we slept together, feeling the warmth of our bodies as shelter. The next morning, I woke up to go back to my room. Melanie would be busy at her concert, and I had to get back to Amanda to close the case. But that evening, I would be at her concert as I promised. I'm very grateful for the service rendered to our government detectives. You don't have to thank us. I'm the best in my field. It's normal for everything to end well. But what will happen to Nishi? In light of the fact that the treasures were recovered, the charges against Sagawa Dono were dropped. However, the imperial family will decide whether she will maintain her role as a guardian. Better than spending a long time in prison. I'm happy for her. We will arrange for the flight. It is likely that you will be able to leave today. Mr. Nakagawa, I'd like to know if we can stay for one more day. May I know the reason? It's about Melanie's concert. She's starting her tour today, and I'd like to attend. It's not just an excuse to make them spend money on tickets, is it? Because if so, I fully support you, and I want to enjoy at least one more day of vacation. In fact, Melody had given me some tickets. I even got one for you. Great. Now I'm indebted to that crazy girl. I'd like to know if I can invite Nishi to come with us. I still have one ticket left. I see no objection to you two staying an extra day. About Sagawa Dono, you will have to ask her father. Due to her invaluable support, I very much doubt that he will refuse. Excellent. That's called making good use of resources. Congratulations, Grasshopper. Well, I'm learning from the best. Then we will arrange the flight for tomorrow. Enjoy your stay in Japan today. Yes. We still have time for the concert. I want to buy a few mangas as a mementos. You can't even read Japanese. You better buy more useful things. I think I'll buy some Japanese exclusive video games. There are some that I'd like to buy. You're never going to change, are you, Amanda? I do the same thing. Later that night! Look, there's so many people here. Melanie sure has gained a lot of international fame. If you're going to do a concert in Japan, it was logical to assume if you're going to do a concert in Japan, that was logical to assume. You really disappoint me. There are days when I'm embarrassed to be your teacher, Grasshopper. You didn't need to say that, Amanda. This is the first time I've been to a concert. Dad usually doesn't give me permission. Thank you very much for inviting me, Nissan. That's her voice, right? You have nothing to be thankful for. In fact, it's the least we can do for everything that happened. The singer is the girl from last night. I didn't imagine she was so famous. In our country, she is a well-known celebrity. Guys, over here. Melanie made her way to us, thanks to a pair of her bodyguards. I'm so glad you all came. I'm so grateful. Did you take the time to come all the way out here instead of rehearsing? There's still time. I want you to come with me and discover what I'm capable of on stage. I will reserve you the best seats and the best view. By the way, this is Nishi Sagagawa. She also helped us in your rescue last night. Nice to meet you. Thank you very much for helping me as well, but let's not waste any more time. Let's go inside so you guys can get comfortable and I'll finish rehearsing. Break a leg! Nissan, why did you wish her harm? It's an expression from my country. I'll explain it to you later. Let's get inside. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for welcoming me to this beautiful country. You guys rock! Melanie spoke. The Japanese translation was heard over the loudspeakers. Amanda was the most outrageous, whistling and clapping more than the rest of the row, while Nishi was amazed to attend her first concert. I was content to admire Melanie's radiant on stage and radiation, summoning the willpower to sing in spite of everything. Now that we shared a much closer bond, I was indifferent to the hustle and bustle. Now Melanie would sing forever on stage of my life. My next song is dedicated to someone who's very special to me. I won't say his name, but that person knows who he is. With all my love for you, my savior, we're breaking up. What? Melanie begins to sing a romantic pop song. I blushed intensely when I realized she was dedicating it to me. Amanda didn't seem to notice. And if she did, she didn't prove it to me. But I don't care what she thinks. I only care about Melanie, the beautiful idol I made my woman. We returned home the next day. Melanie promised that as soon as she finished her tour, she would come to see me at the office. Nishi returned to the palace shortly to devote herself to her training as a priestess. It was time to go back to our routine after this international adventure. 3 months later. That morning, I saw on television news an item related to Melanie. She was about to take vacation after releasing an album about the tour in Japan. As soon as I arrived in the office, Amanda greeted me in a very bad mood. Fernando, I want to see you this morning immediately. What's the matter now? Why are you so upset with me? Watch this video and don't ask stupid questions. Amanda sat me down at the computer and played a video that came from her email. Greetings, my dear detectives, especially the very beautiful Mademoiselle Amanda. I suppose you remember the last adventure we had in Japan? I'll never forget it. You may have wondered why I fled the sanctuary without stealing anything, but in reality, everything has an explanation. As soon as the situation calmed down, I returned to the Meiji Shrine and accessed the treasures again. A few photographers and a few contacts were enough for me to study the enigmas inscribed on them. The results revealed to me the exact location of the heart of Orochi, which was right under our feet. This is a legendary gem, the heart of Orochi, hidden right under our nose. We saw the screen, a bluish spherical gem surrounded by several gold rings. Why the Japanese government didn't bother to reveal it to the world is beyond me. The most important thing is that I have it, and it will be part of my personal collection. But the Japanese people, this gem doesn't exist. So I can consider my visit to the land of the rising sun a success. As soon as I have a new objective, I guarantee you will be informed. In the meantime, I have to go. Ta-ta. The video ended immediately. That fucking thief made a mockery of us right under our noses, and I won't forgive him for it. I will leave no stone unturned. Wait, Amanda, you can't leave like this. She left, almost broke the door. I feel mocked in every sense of the word, so I can't blame her. There's a knock at the door. Could it be another customer? Hello, darling. My eyes almost popped out of my sockets when I saw Melanie walking into the office. Melanie, finally! We see each other after such a long time. It was time for me to take a much-needed vacation, especially since I'm going to need you. What do you mean? Did something happen with your career? No, You see, a few weeks ago, after we released the album, I felt sick. So I asked my agent to leave of absence and went to the doctor. What did the doctor tell you? Are you in good health? Maybe it's all stress from your job? I'm fine. Fortunately, I'm not sick, but I needed to talk to you. Oh boy. Melanie pulled a folded piece of paper out of her pocket and held it out to me. What is this? Just open it. I unfolded the paper, but all I could see was this very strange picture. It was a black square, but with several white outlines that I didn't know how to interpret. Sorry, I don't know what this image means. Oh my god. There's still another piece of paper. Look at it. Take it. The second piece of paper she handed me was easier to read. It was some sort of report. It was an ultrasound with a diagnosis of 12 weeks. 12 weeks of gestation? That's right, I'm going to be a mom, and guess who's the dad? Melanie's smile was wide and very radiant. While my heart was skipping not 1 but 1,000 beats. You and I... What do you mean? I'm going to be a dad. Amanda came into the office before we noticed and snatched the document from me. Wow, you didn't waste any time during that trip in Japan, you rascal. I'd like to request the honor of being the godmother of your child. Melanie, I'll take good care of spoiling them as God intended. Not if I can give them a good education with their father's help, my dear. I was still in shock and just stood there as my boss and Melanie spoke without understanding a word. I'm going to be a father. This is unbelievable news, but this is the best news I've ever been given in my life. I stopped between the two women and kissed Melanie, full of happiness. We're going to be parents! This is huge! I love you, Melanie! I love you too, sweetheart. Let the party begin. Let's buy snacks and some beers for me, because we have to party! Even though the phantom gentleman had eluded us, I ended up winning a beautiful treasure. Each a child, a fruit of my love of Melanie. A reason to fight and become a great detective. And with Amanda as the godmother, I still have a lot of crazy things to live through. Aww, can I? Oh, that's cute. I didn't actually know that. That is adorable. So that is Sassy Detective. There are probably other endings, which I know for a fact there are, so maybe eventually we will come back to this. But I want you guys to pick this game up. You can buy it on Itch.io and I believe a couple of other sites. So, be awesome as always, guys. This game was fantastic, and maybe you'll see a happy little unicorn if you play the whole thing. Alright, guys. Talk to you next time. Bye.